Home Depot has recently revealed their new upcoming Halloween props and animatronics for 2025, and oh my god, what beauties they are. Just look at these two already. But stay tuned right here to this video, as I'll be talking about my thoughts on all these amazing new in 2025 Halloween props and animations from Home Depot. Before I get into any of these amazing 2025 Halloween items from Home Depot this year, we need to give an award to LMJ Halloween, because boy gave us an in-depth look at these props by actually attending the 2025 Home Depot manager meeting itself. Nobody usually has the chance to do these private events, but thank you LMJ Halloween for going out of your way and doing this, because without you, our brains would have been freaking rotten by now just from making a video about these things, due to the many blurred and scrambled images that have surfaced pre this 2025 Home Depot manager meeting. What the So here we have our first new in 2025 animatronic from Home Depot, and let's just call this a scary Christmas prop because this is a sinister snowman, and overall this guy's very cool, no pun intended. This is what you call the true freaky Frosty. He doesn't do much in terms of movements other than turn his head from side to side and move his arms up and down, but originally upon first looks I actually thought he would have been a lunging prop. You can also, if you really want to, buy 3 or more of these guys and place them in close proximity to sell the idea that there's an army of evil killer snowmen coming after your patrons. I'd definitely say that the arms would my only issue, and the voice just let it turn down, but if you have the skills you can probably repaint the arms and hands brown. Next up we have what I like to call the Dapper Pumpkin Man. Don't know how tall he is, but he looks to definitely be over 7 foot. This is definitely one that I care less about, but it's more than likely a budget-friendly prop, so that's good. And while we're here, let's just talk about this prop to get him over with. Yep, can't stop and I'm sorry. In all seriousness, this is the ogre, and right away I have to say that this prop's looking amazing. Yes, this is a reskin of Carnival Carl from last year, but I am glad that they've finally done a character that isn't a generic cash grab. I definitely appreciate and enjoy that this guy does have color-changing eyes. For example, when he's speaking in his angry voice tone, his eyes go red, and when he's not speaking, his eyes turn yellow. I'm definitely hoping that this prop has a lights-only mode because I don't really like the voice, but it don't matter because I'm not interested in buying this ogre animatronic from Home Depot. But you know what I am interested in buying? This 3-foot version of the 12-foot levitating Reaper. Don't exactly know what I would do with it, but I'd probably display it just within my bedroom. There's also a 3-foot version of both Dean the Deathologist and the brand new in 2025 15-foot Scarecrow. Speaking of the new in 2025 15-foot Scarecrow, let's just take a quick look at this image in absolute awe. This prop is what you can call the prop of all giant Halloween static props and animations ever created for any retailer. Look at how massive he is height-wise next to Skelly. And this Scarecrow's arm span makes him even larger. This is a more up-close video of this guy, and as you can see he's got rooted vine-like legs, with his arms being more twig-like. The head itself here looks to be just a generic pumpkin that has light-up eyes and a mouth. Now this prop is also supposed to have some kind of movements, but unfortunately for now we don't know for sure, but damn guys, just by this picture again, this 15-foot Scarecrow from Home Depot this year is going to be a definite pleaser for all haunters throughout this upcoming Halloween season. So next up are 2 animatronics that I won't be sharing my thoughts about in depth, but if you're wondering what they are, Fear Valley Wolf, who is returning this year, and then we have our millionth version of the Witch Sisters stirring their cauldron prop. Only difference with this version is that the one which is holding a possum, this is the newly updated Murderous Maple. Not going to talk about it much again in depth, due to one thing, it's not as good as last year's model. This one has more of a ghostly facial expression, instead of the cool jagged jack-o'-lantern facial expression. But this guy is one that I'd like to talk more about. This is a leprechaun animatronic, and yes, even though this isn't the great Warwick Davis, this leprechaun animation from Home Depot this year is definitely in my top 5 favorites from this 2025 lineup in general. We don't know much about what type of phrases this prop will have, but we do know that he's got a laughing track. I do like that he's holding an axe or whatever it is. And hey, we have finally reached that point in time where we're seeing more holiday horror props and animatronics coming to retail. Probably won't get this animatronic, but he's still cool nonetheless. The only thing that I don't really like about this leprechaun is that he doesn't seem to have blood on him. But you yourself can easily fix that problem by adding some of that fake blood from Spirit Halloween onto him. So this is the new in 2025 Raven guy. Don't know what else to call him other than that, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that this prop is better than Lord Raven from Spirit Halloween. There's just more to this guy overall. Wouldn't get him per se, I'd just have someone dress up as this particular type of character. I will say though that I do like his skull staff, without the lights in it. Before I go any further, let's just get this guy out of the way. This is a butcher animatronic who wears a pig mask. He's also a soul slasher reskin with the raising pointing arm. Overall, I do definitely really like this prop, to the point that I may just buy it, but I would probably use it as a static with the arm raised up. And knowing, since this is a soul slasher reskin, Home Depot probably priced this animation for only $199 US. Finally, we are entering the Home Depot house walkthrough and encounter these two curiosities. Our first prop here is this rabbit, which I'm guessing is the evil Peter Rottentail. Unfortunately, we don't know much about this prop, but people within this home haunting Spirit Halloween community are saying that he's got servos similar to Fear Valley Wolf, which I do believe. I was also thinking servos in his eyes and eyelids, similar to Captain Cuts from last year, but I don't know if that would be feasible. Knowing Home Depot, anything is possible. Our second prop of this duo is what people are calling the Jack-in-the-Box clown. Right off the bat, this guy's awesome because his black light reactive. And not only that, but he's a jump scare. Trick is that you would think that the little Jack-in-the-Box he's holding is the main scare. Turns out that the clown himself is the main scare, as his head springs up on a coil. It was also confirmed that he does have mouth movement as well as light up eyes. He even has lights in his hair to make it illuminate. You know, even though I don't like Chucky in general and his movies, I'll still admit that these two props look very good. First of all, we finally have Tiffany, and second off, this newly reimagined scarred-faced Chucky animatronic looks really good, and perhaps accurate enough to the actual character. Fortunately, with both of these, I do believe that Home Depot did eliminate the neck servos, but luckily we still have that wonderfully amazing eye and eyelid servos for the blinking. We should definitely get a Glenn next to finish out the trio. Don't exactly know when though. Next is an animatronic that I think is going to be another big hit for Home Depot 2025, the Bluetooth app-controlled skeleton. Unlike the Reaper band, this prop goes all out with the features. To put it short, this animatronic is a programmable full-bodied skeleton with programmable eyes, chest lights. You can even do some voice acting to create your own phrases or whatever. This is all similar to those talking programmable skulls from Fright Props. I am very much impressed by this thing hands down, and I honestly want it. I apologize if there's not much to say about this prop, other than I'd like to maybe get this guy. Not saying why, even though it may be clear why, but you might be surprised. Don't worry, I'll get to this guy then, but for the time being let's look at this witch. She's under weird lighting too, but if I'm right she is wearing all black, and she's yet another animation with servo movements. Not only in her neck, but there's a servo in her left wrist as well. Speaking of her head, unlike Lethal Lily from 2023, this new witch doesn't have blinking or moving eyes. Instead, she has digital panel eyes. And the thing that I really like about her eyes too, is that you can switch between I believe 7 other styles of eyes by a click of hopefully a remote of some kind. And as you can see right now, it appears that Home Depot picked the cat-like eyes to showcase her with. I also like that there's a crow perched atop her broom as if she's talking directly to this crow herself. So before this video somehow turns into a 12 or even 20-minute video, I'll now be speed running my thoughts on the rest of these 2025 Halloween props and animatronics from Home Depot, starting with this shark. I appreciate you Home Depot for making such prop like this shark, especially when you put into account that apparently this thing's 8 foot tall. The only thing that I could care less about with this shark prop is that it has pupils, and sharks from what I know don't have pupils. So if you want to, keep the eye lights off and put some black paint over them. Hell, even add some more blood if you want, like around his mouth and within his teeth, cause that's what evil killer sharks are supposed to have. Here's the new variant of the zombie fisherman, and although I like and prefer the 2023 version more, I still enjoy what Home Depot did with this new in 2025 zombie fisherman. This guy definitely reminds me more of the wise old man telling you tales of his days at sea, more than the I'm going to catch you and make you my next dinner. The only thing that I don't like with this prop is the fish. So again, if you really want to, remove the skeleton fish and replace him with another fake, more realistic dead fish that you can probably find on Amazon. Throughout these years I've never really cared for Grim Reaper life sizes from Pack, but this impending doom-looking Reaper animatronic looks good for what it is. He talks a lot, which I don't like, but I do like how his face and mouth light up in a burnt charred-like fashion. Even his paper list of upcoming victims that he's gripping the shit out of has a flickering effect too. He looks tall as well, maybe 7.5 due to his size. But would I get this prop? Maybe, but I don't really have a purpose for his character, unlike the horror crawler skeleton. Man, I ought to tell you that this animatronic is awesome, but I hate to be negative here because I have two major problems with this prop. For one, the posture for the skeleton isn't the most realistic looking. He should have been more on his stomach, like he's actually dragging his body forward. Reason number two, look at how slow the skeleton moves on the track itself. It's not even fast like we originally thought, similar to a scare factory crawler. He does at least look massive, which I appreciate, but for both the movements and posture of the skeleton itself, I hope they are able to be tweaked before the official Home Depot holiday prop drop in July. I don't know, maybe this prop has a speed dial so it can actually go faster, but only time will tell. Finally, I can now get to my number one favorite Halloween animatronic from Home Depot this year, the Barber. This is definitely one of the props that some people don't like, and I can see why. Originally we thought that this guy was going to utilize the crazy servo movements, but he unfortunately doesn't. Instead, he simply turns his head and lifts his one arm, who holds what I think is a giant straight razor or whatever it is. And once again, just like the black robed depending doom-looking Reaper, this Barber talks a lot. The only reason why I'm getting this animation is to use it for a static photo op at my haunt, and not for my main haunt walkthrough. But this guy, on the other hand, I'd use for my haunt walkthrough. This is our 1000th version of the Grave Knot Digger animatronic, but a grave robber, only this time it's got a unique touch to it, as it is a jump scare. Immediately upon first looks at this prop, people noticed the dirt mound underneath the robber's foot. Lo and behold, it was confirmed that it would be a jump scare, as a skeleton face with red glowing eyes pops out of the dirt mound itself. Now, even though I just said that I would use this prop, I honestly wouldn't, due to the fact that it doesn't get straight to the scare. And I'm just going to say it now on a little tangent, but I don't like the jump scare animatronics that does not have an immediate scare. I mean, what's the point, retailers? I understand that retailers like the suspense building jump scares, but I personally like the immediate quick action ones. I wish this was a skeleton themed prop, or something else that involved stackable characters. Maybe like creepy tiki people or something else unique, and not just more simply marketable characters such as zombies. I will say that I think the top zombie holding the wooden club or whatever it is funny looking with the spiky hair. Our final animatronic that I want to talk about here is the Bride of Frankenstein. Very happy about Home Depot making this life size to go with Frankenstein himself as a companion piece, but what I'm not happy about is the lack of movements this prop has. Yes, she's got the servos if you're wondering, with the neck pivot and eyes blinking, but the eyeballs look to have that generic side-to-side motion, which I find pretty dumb. I understand if they ran out of budget due to licensing, but still, next time Home Depot, make an effort to max out your servo animatronics with nothing but servos. I do at least appreciate the effort they put into the face sculpt of this Bride of Frankenstein animation. Overall, I can without a doubt give Home Depot's Halloween prop and animatronic lineup an 8.5 out of 10. There's definitely some pretty questionable things within the lineup, but most of the stuff is great. And hell, there's even more that I could probably discuss my thoughts about, but I'm not. There's also some props that I'm definitely going to try to buy this year from Home Depot, but which ones to be exact? I honestly don't know. But I'm definitely aiming for the Barber, and potentially the programmable via app skeleton. I just need to wait it out a little longer because, you know, halfway to Halloween is on its merry way, and apparently some things may be getting revealed and released by Spirit Halloween. For the time being, until then, check out this video of what I think of some new in 2025 props and animatronics from Distortions Unlimited.